Welcome to Fusiontober, foolish humans. I am your host for the evening, Fusion Kyra. Your regular host, my useless counterpart, is a bit preoccupied right now, so I will be taking over for a while. After all, this is Fusiontober, which is a celebration for Lord Fuse and his loyal army. Besides, it's a Halloween suggestion, which makes me the perfect candidate. I am a fusion, after all. I'm supposed to put up some warnings that this is only a suggestion video and nothing is to be taken as a fact. My lazy counterpart is at the bottom of the totem pole and does not make the game. So everything you will see is just suggestions from her, not something that will actually happen. Good? Good. So everyone knows that the game did have a Halloween event. This video is just to expand on the concept. My counterpart acknowledges that there is also a dev blog on the matter, but she isn't using a majority of its contents for her suggestion. To start, the NPCs could be dressed up in Halloween costumes from their shows or games. She has a whole list, but I'm not going to bother saying them, so I'll just put up the picture so you can get an idea of what she means. The reason for the costumes is so that the characters can get into the holiday mood. It would give more to the atmosphere, maybe even a little trick-or-treating. Next up is that Jack-o'-lantern would be the main cause of the event. You all probably remember my human counterpart suggesting him in a character suggestion video back when she made terrible videos. And just between all of us, she still isn't top-tier material. She did a crummy job of explaining his role in that video, so she's expanding on it here. Unlike in the special, Jack has yet to come to the world and cause Halloween terror. Instead, him, who feels in the mood to cause problems because he's bored, gives Billy a book that tells the legend of Jack. Billy then unwittingly brings Jack to the surface world. While Jack doesn't have the powers of the Grim Reaper's scythe, Jack is given a power boost by him so that he can wreak havoc upon the world. It is from Jack's new powers that causes the night to fall into eternal darkness. The spawns turning into pumpkins is just because they like the decorations as mentioned in the dev blog from 2 years ago. Jack is responsible for changing the fusions from green to orange just to have a little fun, which caused Lord Fuse's ire. Jack's mission giving would work like many of Mojo's and other villains' missions. He'd give you some missions to cause Halloween havoc, but another character would interfere and stop you, often redirecting you. This will of course upset the Halloween enthusiasts, but considering his slight against Lord Fuse, I'll allow it. The major players in this event would be Nurgle Jr., Gwen, Juniper, and Courage. Grim and Mandy will have a couple missions related to this, but will otherwise not be major players due to their commitments in Orchard Bay and Devil's Bluff respectively. But a mission from Mandy does have the player go and slap Billy for his involvement in bringing Jack to the surface world. Hostelgado will also have a small handful of missions, but because he's basically a hack, his missions are hijacked by Mandy. Erwin would also give out some help, but he's primarily concerned with his grandpa Dracula, so his missions will be less about the holiday and more about dealing with his crazy grandfather. You may be wondering to yourself, why would Nurgle Jr., Gwen, Juniper, and Courage be giving out a majority of the missions? Well, my counterpart did put some thought into it, as hard as that is to believe. As she has it fleshed out, Nurgle Jr. would be the main person against Jack. Since Billy isn't taking responsibility for bringing the Pumpkin Man to the surface world, Junior, as the idiot's cousin, would think it's his responsibility to fight off the demon's crazy antics. He would give you the most missions and be in the most contact with you. Because Jack's permanent position would be in the graveyard, Nurgle Jr. would be placed there as well, but on the opposite side. Keep your enemies close and all of that. Because of their experience with the magical and supernatural, Juniper, Gwen, and Courage are natural choices to be of some assistance. Their major contribution is redirecting the players in missions Jack would give them. They do have their own Halloween-related missions, but not as much as Junior would give the players. The rewards from the missions would all be Halloween-themed, obviously. and Dracula would be a vendor for the event once more. Other Halloween vendors are possible, but Dracula is the biggest store operator, holding all of the cool, expensive items. Well, humans, that's it for the video. My human counterpart didn't go into much detail on what each mission would be, or even given them any names. She can't be bothered to do that because it's too hard. She has in here to thank you all for coming by and watching. But let's be honest, I'm not going to thank you. Instead, all I can say is Happy Fusiontober!